Hey, you know those fossilized people mover tracks they've got in Tomorrowland? Well, gather around everybody, because I got something to say about that. Actually, Fresh Baked, I must admit, that intro was a bit of a tease just to get your attention, because really what I'm going to talk to you about is more like an intervention than it is, a news break. Whew, okay, here it goes. Well, first, you know I love you guys, right? I just want the best for you. I'm on your side. But I want to talk to you about the people mover tracks. You know they're not ever coming back, right? Not ever. They're never, ever going to be anything ever again. They're not going to bring the people mover back. They're not going to make it a Tron ride. They're not going to make it an indoor speeder bike chase ride. It's never going to be anything ever again. In fact, the only thing that the people mover tracks are ever going to be are gone. The problem with the people mover tracks isn't a lack of ideas or, a suitable theme for the environment. There's lots of good ideas, though some of them are impractical. The Tron ride, that's never going to happen. That can't happen. The tracks are completely impractical for that purpose. In order to make it work, you'd have to enclose the track. At which point, the only way to do that is to actually tear it down and rebuild it again. So at this point, we're no longer talking about reskinning the people mover tracks. We're talking about putting in a new ride. By the way, I totally want a frickin' Tron ride. The problem is that the tracks are no longer physically a viable structure. As I understand it, they can't support anything. They're damaged, they're flawed, and they couldn't support any kind of new attraction whatsoever. In fact, that's why they closed the rocket rods in the first place. They tried to amp up the people mover by making it a faster attraction, and all that did was denigrate the integrity of the track. It was too fast, they couldn't corner, and everything broke down. And here's another thing, the whole track is a non-stop fall hazard. In today's environment, you would have fall protections everywhere. There'd be guards and rails and personal robots protecting your safety at all times. There'd be like CMs, running around with big cushy pillows just in case you decided you felt like you wanted to get out of the car and jump off the track. And before you say it, dismiss that, there's at least 6 or 7 of you out there that would definitely do it if given the chance. You know who you are. Raise your hands. So yeah, the only thing they're going to do is go away, removed, demolished. But you know what? I don't want that either. I don't want them to take them out. I like them there. I want that. Keep the people mover tracks. Matter of fact, this has turned from an intervention into a movement. Save the people mover tracks. You don't have to put a ride in there. I don't want no ride. I just want the tracks to stay. I like what they mean to Tomorrowland. I like what they represent in my mind and my sense of history and nostalgia. And those of you who are on the Fresh Baked bandwagon, you know what I'm talking about. We love this stuff. We love it. We love the people mover tracks. They're a beautiful, albeit concrete, reminder of the history of Tomorrowland, the history of Disneyland. In fact, it's a chance for us to remember when, and that's something that I know a lot of you out there, we feel strongly about maintaining a certain touch to the past, to the roots of Disneyland. And I don't care that it's called Tomorrowland. I really don't. When's the last time that ever mattered to anyone? When was the last time that Tomorrowland actually represented something futuristic? And I'll tell you when. It was 1955. And what's funny is that I think that Disneyland already understands this, because the idea of replacing or putting something in place of the people mover tracks, or even restoring them, whatever, has been a lost cause for a long time, and yet they haven't taken the track out. And why is that? Because I think anyway, I believe, I don't know this for sure, but I believe it's for the same reasons that I'm talking to you about now. You get Tony Baxter in a room with some Imagineers who think they've got a bright idea for a Tron ride, and he's like, hey, wait, hold on a second, I can just see Tony Baxter doing that, by the way. I can just see that. Even though he's more of a Frontierland, Critter Country guy, that kind of thing, I can see it happening. But here's an idea for you Imagineers out there, in case you're listening to Fresh Baked Disney, the best of Disney Baked Fresh Daily. How about just putting a people mover car on the track? It doesn't have to move. It doesn't have to go anywhere. You could put some dummies in it or something like that, like you'd find in a nuclear explosion test facility where they have a little family set up. Put a family in the people mover cart and just plop it right there in the track and just let it sit there static. That would make me pretty happy, actually, to see that. Put one right on the tracks as you're next to the Astro Orbiter as it's going on its way into Star Tours. Adventures Through Inner Space. Put one as it's leaving Innoventions and it's on its way over to Finding Nemo or the Submarine Voyage ride. I kid you not, I would hug a concrete pillar to do this. I would hug it so hard. But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand, Fresh Baked. I want to put an end, put a rest, once and for all, to any ideas that there's a future for the People Mover tracks beyond what I just, suggested. It is never, ever, ever, ever going to be a ride again. Never, ever. The only thing that it will ever be is gone. So let's move on, Fresh Baked. Let's move on to the next phase of our lives, to our next great idea, and let's put this one to bed once and for all. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out our Secrets in History videos, or maybe our ride-throughs, or you can just watch all of our weekly trip reports and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. It truly is the best of Disney Baked Fresh Daily. Oh, and don't forget, you can support Fresh Baked through our Patreon campaign, link below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Fresh Baked!